I feel like I can't clap. Like my...
Oh, yeah, that's loud. Jesus, this is terrible.
0, 1. Let's get started.
All right, welcome to episode 8 of Unforced Errors. We have attempted to record this multiple times, but this one I'm feeling good about this
Me
one,
too.
Carl.
Me too, Frank.
All right. So today we're going to talk about PPA Atlanta. We're going to discuss...
I don't want to talk about anything until I know how your weekend is.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's a lot of pressure. I know a lot of people care about that, so if you want, we'll start with that.
I haven't seen you in a while.
I'm done traveling for a little while.
Good.
I do have to go to Savannah in June, but outside of that, nothing until July. So we're going to get some court time in.
Good. We need it.
Once every 2 weeks is not cutting it. Turns out, we did play last night, and it wasn't that great.
No, I mean, it's getting hot down here.
It is very
I don't function
hot.
well in the heat.
Yeah. I mean, we're at like 90, in the 90s now.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think that's, going to be a whole thing.
But I missed you. I went and played disc golf with Keith.
Shout out to Keith.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you
Because I
did
haven't
that.
played in like 5 months. But now my shoulder and arm and chest hurt.
That's
I'm
just
sore.
Yeah, well, it's called getting old and also
is.
being very broken also
Yeah,
doesn't help.
yeah.
But yeah, I was down in Daytona Beach, Florida, visiting my parents for a little while and did get a little pickleball in. Went to Pictona at Holly Hill, which is fantastic. Okay. 49 courts, 12 are covered. Then they have a center court that's indoor and then two like high fenced areas that are two high fence courts that are also indoor that they use, I think, mostly for drilling or training of whatever sort. But it was cool.
It
And
looked awesome.
you pay $15 and you play all day.
That's a deal.
And it doesn't appear they care. People were just playing center court for open play.
Oh, really?
I was like, okay, this seems wild. But every court is in immaculate shape. Like, there's no cracks. Everything is just unreal. I don't know. Are they resurfacing these like every 30 hours? I mean, it's crazy.
That's cool, though.
So, highly recommend Pictona. I played there once before. Last year I found it when I was down there. And yeah, I think if we're ever in Florida down that way, we should definitely play it because it was so fun.
Isn't Florida kind of like the mecca for pickleball?
I do believe.
I think so, too.
I think that in Arizona is another big one because of the weather, obviously.
And your dad was playing with you, right?
My dad was playing, which is, goes back to the point where Keith said, like, what other sport can you play that you play with? My dad's in his 70s. I'm in my late 30s that you can play together. And, we did post that and a lot of people chirping. Yes, I understand golf you can also do it. Please get off of me. I'm tired of this. I have an extremely unbiased opinion. Pickleball is way superior to golf. So I don't entertain golf. Okay.
Dude, I always liked golf.
There's nothing wrong with golf. I just have to give these people in our mentions that are chirping me and you a piece of my mind here in episode 8.
I love the chirping. I'm here for it.
No, they did it. They chirped us. But that's good. We appreciate them for adding to our algorithm by commenting. Any way we can get it.
Is your dad hooked on pickleball now?
My dad is hooked. He's been playing for 7 months. Him and I have not played since he came down here and we played down here as in from Ohio. I don't want to get chirped for that. Florida is not down. Okay, let's just clarify all this. So when he came down here 7 months ago, I took him and my mom to a court and we just hit around and I kind of taught them the rules. But my mom didn't pick up with her as much, but him 2 days a week religiously. And I think if the body would let him, he'd play 7. So
nice, dude.
He's loving it and he's got insanely better than when I, was just hitting with him before. And so that gives me a little bit of hope. We share some DNA. Maybe at some point I'll pick this up.
Yeah,
it won't be after 7 months. It turns out.
Yeah, I mean, what paddle is he using?
He's using the Vatic Prism Flash, the purple. I mean, I had him try the Super Court. I had him try the Saga, but I think that
solid.
He wasn't going crazy on any, I think it's hard to tell when you haven't played with a lot of paddles. Yeah. This is the first paddle he's playing with outside of an Amazon paddle. But I don't know. I'm interested in maybe him trying out the echo when it comes out from chorus as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think a control paddle is good. He's got enough power that it's fine. But yeah, looking forward to seeing how it grows with him. But he's doing it. I mean, he kept up. It was hot, and he just powered right through it. I think we played about 6 games, and we only won 1, but we hung around. I mean, we only lost by 2 or 3, with the exception of like 1 game we got blown out. But
so pretty much what you're used to.
Pretty much like playing with you. Yeah. Which is usually my fault, not yours. So,
well, the heat has been killing me here, but
the heat's currently killing us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to shut the AC off so you can't hear it.
Yeah. And it gets hot in here. We need some solutions for that, so we're looking into it.
Yeah, if there's any air conditioner companies that want to sponsor this, happy to talk about you for the next year. Have a promo spot,
Real quiet.
If you just want to get us a mini split for this little studio.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a mini split.
But until then, we're going to just drip. So the longer this episode goes, the more you're going to see it.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you had a good weekend.
I'm glad you got to play some disc golf with Keith.
Yeah, it was long overdue to get out there and disc golf.
Your brother was out there. He played disc golf and pickleball.
He was.
He didn't hurt himself.
Yeah, surprisingly,
shout out Corey.
Okay.
Look at him. This dude's he's ready for tournaments. Let's go.
So what are we going to get into today?
Oh, I'm going to try it again. You ready? We're going to talk about PPA Atlanta.
All right,
we're going to go. We're going to talk about some balls. Ones that PPA...
Your favorite topic.
Obviously, yeah. And this is definitely a kid's show, so that's perfect. Official ball, the PPA we'll talk about, and we'll talk about some balls we use, some ones we don't particularly care for, and kind of where the trend that we're seeing in rec play is going. Mm-hmm. Discuss what's next for MLP, some new paddles coming out. Should be a fairly light episode, so stick with us. It helps us out, and just put this thing on mute, and just let it run on repeat.
We need you.
Yeah, I mean, it's the only way that we can grow. So, Carl, what were your thoughts of the PPA Atlanta? We both purchased Pickleball TV to watch a lot of Charleston people, which was awesome.
Yeah, I'm very happy with my purchase.
Yes, this is not sponsored, although it'd be great. But yeah, I mean, it was like it's $5 a month, so yeah. I'm doing this.
Yeah,
because I wanted to see. Jake was playing. Wish I'd have bought it sooner, so I could have seen some of his qualifying matches. Mm-hmm. But Jake was playing, and then you had Anderson Scarpa and Greg Dowse, and then Olivia McMillan was also playing. Yes. So a bunch of Charleston people, which was cool. It was Anderson and Greg played Ben Johns and Gabe Tardio, who are just an absolute force.
Oh, yeah.
So that was, didn't go great for them, but I thought Anderson played pretty well. I mean, he had some great shots. But it's just, Ben Johns is a cheat code, and now you throw Tardio out there, who's the young up and coming, and you just put anything near him, he just smashes it at you. And so, those two are absolutely unstoppable at this point.
Oh yeah. Dude, there was so much to love about this I guess, is it a tournament? Is that what you said? I'm new. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I think it's a tournament.
But I did love it. There was so many good matches. There was some little controversial stuff. The ball boy fainted.
Ball boy did faint.
Scary. It was like
we might faint. We are heading that way.
It was like a roller coaster of emotion, and I really enjoyed it. I'm really actually loving getting into the pro viewing scene of pickleball, because like I told you before, when I started it was kind of hard for me to get into. Mm-hmm. But after watching MLP and kind of getting into it, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I agree. There was some great stuff that went on there. The round of 32, I text you, the men's singles, this Julian Arnold against Christian Alshon was like chef's kiss of just chaos. Of not really, I shouldn't say chaos, but just them just exhibiting a lot of emotion.
Is that where they were screaming a lot?
Yeah, and Julian Arnold, as my first time seeing him, he was ranked 34, Alshon was ranked 7, and Arnold was just every point just going crazy.
Yeah.
And then Alshon seems to be pretty quiet and pretty reserved, but then he started screaming. And
I just remember there being a lot of screams,
and it was great. I mean, that's pure entertainment. At some point, he hit one. Arnold hit one down the line, just yelled, "I got you on a rope." I mean, it's just fantastic stuff. I mean, if you want to watch, if you want to get people interested in the sport, I think showing the emotion, whether you hate it or you love it, you're probably watching it. So. I thought that was a really good match, and I enjoyed that. Alshon did pull it out, but it looked kind of shaky for a minute. Arnold really played well. He won the first set 14-12, and then he lost 11-5. And then he even lost a ball.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't someone go under the stands?
Yeah, Alshon hit a ball and maybe got a technical warning for it, and it went under the stands, I guess, because of the superstition. My man, Julian Arnold, went climbing right under there.
That's awesome.
And he got the ball back. So, didn't help him, turns out. But Alshon with some fantastic mental strength in this one, because I thought it was over for him. And even, I think, he wins 11-9 the last set, but I think at some point he was down, and then it was tied 9-9, and he just was, like, unfazed.
That's awesome.
I mean, he's so... like lanky and tall that he's just very hard to sneak a ball past because he's got so much reach.
Oh yeah.
So that was a really good one. I did notice that Alshon has got an interesting diet over there while he's playing.
I saw him. What was he like? Drinking pickle juice
And eating saltines.
Hey, that's a great diet.
I mean, it's working clearly. Good for him.
I love pickle juice, dude.
Yeah,
Colossian pickles are the best though.
Are they?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you heard it here. That's why people tune in to know your pickle choice.
Dude, pickle preference is a thing, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we also had... So I did make the comment that Johns and Tardio are unstoppable, but it does turn out there is somebody that could stop them. And It was J.W. Johnson and C.J. Klinger.
Dude.
Who I did comment on C.J. Klinger's Instagram and say that he was sliding into the semis because I want to just slide a dad joke in there since he plays for the Columbus Sliders.
Oh, yeah.
But
he played like lights out, dude.
They were playing really good through this whole tournament, and I still didn't think they'd beat Ben Johns and Tardio, but I
didn't either, but he had like that intensity, man. It was like
in straight sets too. Because you're 5 setting on anything that's doubles, it's a 5 set in the championship, and no championship went more than 3 sets. Everybody just won outright for the doubles portion. But they won 11-9, 11-9, 11-7. I mean, it's just in their handling business. So Flick Wizard does it again. We love it. Love to see it. So that was great. What else do we have? Oh, we have Ben Johns with some more lighting problems.
Yeah, but he didn't seem as upset about these lighting problems.
It's almost like he cares a lot more about PPA than MLP.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a guessing man, I would agree with that.
Yeah, but it seems to be interesting to me that the lighting and the shadows were caused by a VIP tent.
Yeah, I think that's not the first time that's happened.
Maybe we take the tent down.
Or just do something different. Figure it out.
Yeah, let's relocate the VIP tent.
In their defense, I think it was like a later match because of a rain delay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, it's funny kind of to see that dude kind of go full intensity. And then when you watch MLP, and it's like, I was kind of on the side of like, man, if you don't feel safe or you... like, then sure, but at least stay and support your team, but don't like just kind of throw the match like he did in MLP. And then this time, he didn't seem to care at all. And I don't know if he mentioned anything, but
I don't know, but I guess it's just what it is with him, and we'll see if anything comes of it. But I'm sure they'll learn from this, just like MLP has probably learned from this to some degree as well.
I was kind of waiting for him to mention something because it's like you made a stink about the light, and
right, yeah,
I'm like waiting for it, and then nothing happened. But
yeah, and they weren't. It's not like they were playing some pretty highly ranked people too. It was Alshon and Diescu. Yeah. So if at any point they thought they might lose, you would think just pulled out and been like, "Nah, I'm good." But I don't know. He was fiery. Him and Anna Lee were both fiery. It was cool to see that because it just feels like we've talked about this a million times, but when you're at that high point in your career and you're just doing it for so long, it's hard to stay at that level. Mm-hmm. And it seemed to me like, I don't know, they were charged up about it.
I mean, they still have that intensity, dude. They want to win. They're going to win. It's like,
yeah, it's awesome for the sport.
It is. It is.
Because you're watching some really cool stuff go on.
And they're so fun to watch.
Definitely.
Shout out to Annalie up there.
She's up
on the
there.
top shelf.
Yeah, way up there. I think that
We keep her on the top shelf.
Yeah, that's where she belongs. To give a recap, women's singles, Annalie beat Kate Fahey, who's just been an absolute dog. She's been crushing. So shout out to Kate, but it didn't. She did win a set, but she ended up losing 11-1, 7-11, 11-1. So it was almost like Annalie just cranked up a different level.
Yeah.
And then women's doubles was the big one because, we had the split with Annalie and Catherine Parento, and they just swapped partners, just a little partner swap there. So Annalie's now with Anna Bright, and Catherine's with Rachel Rohrbacher, and I thought we'd get a little more out of that matchup.
I did too.
This is not the last time we will see those two.
No.
And that's what's exciting. I'm really looking forward to the next time that goes on. But 11-4, 11-7, 11-3. And if we're talking about Annalie, we might as well talk about her and Ben in mixed. They beat Alshon and Etta Tuionitoa. I'm not sure about that pronunciation. I put the phonetic in here, and I can't even read the phonetic. I'm going to be honest with you.
I think you were close.
Yeah. Anyways, they won 11-3, 11-2, 11-7. So Annalie gets a triple crown. Ben missed the triple crown because of men's doubles, but he did win in men's singles over Connor Garnett, which is Mr. Tui, apparently. He went 3-11, 11-9, 11-9. So those are all the winners, but there was so many good games. I watched so many hours of this, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. There was a ton of good games. I'm excited for the next one.
Yes. So I guess speaking of MLP, they are using a different... So let's talk about some balls here. The official ball for MLP is still the Vulcan V Pro Flight. I have not used that ball.
I don't think I've used it. Maybe I used it once, but I really don't remember.
It seems like people are not super in favor, but Vulcan probably just paid the PPA a whole bunch of money.
I think that's all you got to do.
Right. But I have not played with it. I don't ever see Vulcan balls around in rec play at all. But now I heard a lot of rumblings about this Lifetime ball.
Yeah, and that's only at Lifetime facilities, right?
Right. So I guess Lifetime was like, well, you can either use our ball or you could not use our facilities. And they're like, okay, well, deal. We'll use your ball.
We'll use your ball.
So
I actually just ordered some of those.
Yeah.
I want to check them out.
I'm interested to try them.
Everybody's so split on them. I was like, I need to try these.
There's a lot. Yeah, I mean, they're supposed to have this super consistent. They don't go out of round, and they play faster than the X40, which is a literal marshmallow. So anything plays faster than that. But I'm
especially in the heat.
Yeah, and I'm fine with the X40, but my problem is it cracks and it just kind of wears out very quickly and turns kind of almost fuzzy.
Yeah.
And
I love them when it's a little cool out and they stay firm and stuff. One of my favorite balls to play with.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just because that's what I'm used to playing with so much.
Well, a fresh X40 is fantastic, but like how many games are you getting on one before you're starting to be like,
Well, if it's too cold, they crack. If it's too hot, they're just like so soft. But I'm excited to see how these Lifetime balls play. I know that Zane kind of did a little review on YouTube about them, and he seems like he enjoyed them enough.
Yeah.
And is excited to kind of see where it goes. So that's cool. But then you had all these other guys that were tweeting like about how bad.
It's always going to be subjective to some degree.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm fine. Rec play seems like now everyone has just leaned into this X40. So shout out to Franklin because they are now holding the market share.
Yeah.
Because now it's to the point where I bring a Selkirk out and people are like shuddering. And I know Lewis from Pickleball Pursuit just talked about this and he hates the Selkirk. And
I saw a couple, I think it was Pickleball Effect maybe, did a ball review. And the Selkirk was like down, but like 4 out of 5. Like he did 5, and I think it ranked like 4.
Yeah, I don't personally get it because we've played with Selkirks a lot. We've played with Franklins a lot. We've played with some Duras. To me, and we've played with Yola balls. And your favorite.
I don't like this. They're so bouncy.
My thing with the Selkirks is, I guess people say they go out of round, but I'm not seeing that. But I've hit Yola balls that are literally wobbling like a knuckleball multiple times. And a lot of them are pretty worn because you'll get them like a pickle bar where it's just they've been sitting out for open play. But we've played some of those Selkirks we've probably put 100 games on.
Yeah, I don't notice them going out of shape as much, maybe more than a different ball, but I really haven't noticed it. I think the only thing with the Selkirk is maybe it doesn't catch spin as much or something like that. It does feel different than like
it's harder.
Yeah,
it's harder. It plays faster. A fresh Selkirk is a little bit unhinged. I agree.
A fresh one is not my favorite, but after you use them a few times, I think they break in nice.
Yeah, I love a broken in Selkirk. To me, that's like a few games on a Selkirk and it really gets good, and you get that grip back on it to where it's you can spin and things. But
I always like the Dura too. I mean, but like I said, Franklin is something I always go to because that's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
The Eula ball, I don't know why I can't figure that thing out. It's always like so misshaped and bounces like over your head.
Yeah, especially a fresh one. It's kind of wild. I don't feel like it's as hard as the Selkirk, but it is really springy.
Yeah. And from what Zane kind of said about the Lifetime ball, he made it seem like it might knuckle more, like it doesn't catch the spin as much. He also said it was kind of bouncy, because he even said something about anticipating the bounce. Yeah. Because it's more consistent.
Right.
And also he said that with Vulcan balls, they switch them each match, whereas like the Lifetime one, they didn't.
Yeah, it was lasting a whole game, which is good. That's what I'm looking for. It's a ball that
jump under the bleachers for him.
Right. So. Well, whether that's because of the ball or the superstition, we don't know. But I'm just looking for a ball we can play with and like have multiple sessions, because there's nothing worse than, I'm not a ball snob, but if we go to open play and the ball is just like absolutely roasted, and I'm like, we could use another ball, or we could keep using this thing that is barely alive.
Well, dude, yesterday how hot it was, we were using those Franklins, and it was just like, I mean, they weren't brand new.
No.
But it was still like,
I think they would have been okay brand new, but they're just, those ones probably had 30, 40 games on it, and they were done.
I was like, I could take a mod out here and barely get this thing over the net. It played so slow.
Yeah. So tell us what you're using ball wise, or let me know if you're a ball snob, because I'm getting a lot of pushback. It used to not be like this, but all of a sudden, like in the past couple months in open play, people are doing the ball inspection where they have to spin it. Yeah. And it's some people that just started playing, and I'm like, what? Do you care?
I mean, I think there's
I'm not giving them some cheap Amazon ball. These are like high, like quality balls, but not apparently according to a lot of people.
There's a fine line. I think when you're starting out, sometimes you get used to a ball that even that changing it up can really mess up your game. And then you hit this kind of point where you're consistent and you're like, I can kind of play with anything. Yeah. And then you go to another level where everything's so fine tuned.
Nobody we're playing with in a rec play is fine tuned.
No.
So that's my argument.
Yeah.
You know, if there was like a 5-0 or 5-5 and they said, this doesn't work, I would be like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
But nobody that we play with, because we are purposely not playing with 5-0s, because that's a little bit miserable.
And for people kind of just starting out too, I mean, this might not really make a lot of sense, but because I see so many people that are just starting out and they have like the balls that came with their Amazon paddle and all this stuff. And so I've been thinking about doing like a ball review, also explaining like how to choose a ball, whether you're playing indoor, outdoor, because I played with indoor ones that were like bouncy from playing on like a basketball court with lines down. You know what I mean? So I think that's something maybe we could do to kind of get you familiar with it.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with the balls that come with the paddles and Amazon paddles. Like use those. That's what you have. So use what you have. But eventually you're upgrade and you'll feel the difference, because it's just like a different paddle. It is substantial. Yeah. But there's nothing wrong with that. But I do see a lot of people that just don't know, and they're using indoor balls outside, and you're not. You want to kind of avoid that. Usually they're orange, but they have like the bigger holes in them and everything. Yeah. So
some of them are like softer or like just weird. I would say if you're starting out, just go out to your local pickleball establishment and just grab some Franklins and get used to those.
Franklins are the way now.
Yeah.
So you can't go wrong.
If you want to get used to a ball, get used to that.
Yeah. A buddy of mine just bought, asked me what I thought best paddle to get for somebody that's just getting started that wants something nicer. So of course recommended the Vatic for that. And it was between that and the Agassi. He chose the Vatic because he's played with mine before.
The shape threw him off.
Yeah, he wasn't too excited about the shape of the Agassi, but he's not played with it.
Okay.
But he did. He was like, "What kind of balls?" I'm like, "Just buy Franklin's.
Yeah.
You'll just avoid. You'll replace them like every 10 games, or you'll use them until they're destroyed. But just buy those.
Yeah.
That's what's in now.
That's the way to go. Either way.
Yeah. So looking forward to trying these lifetime balls.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, and we'll see the more people. Sometimes when you throw a new ball in there, these pros aren't going to be happy because they're not used to it.
Right.
So I'm kind of excited to see where they land on that after they have a few games and tournaments and things under their belt with it. Maybe get used to it. Maybe it'll be a good ball.
Yeah, definitely.
I can be optimistic.
I'm glad we're recording this.
I can pretend to be optimistic.
That's really the truth, right?
So where are we at next for MLP?
So up next is MLP Austin. I wish we had time to go to this because I would like to get back to Austin.
I've never been.
Oh yeah, it's great. I haven't been there since 2017, so it's probably got even more weird. But
well, yeah, I mean that's the idea, right?
I think so. That's them in Portland. But
let us know, Austin. Let us know,
please. Yeah, so that is Friday, May 23rd through the 26th at Austin Pickleball Ranch.
Oh dang! So like this weekend.
Dude,
sweet.
Yeah, when this comes out, it will probably be over. But I'm going to edit this as fast as I can. Yeah, so we've got teams that are playing is obviously the Texas Ranchers. That's probably home court for them.
Oh, yeah.
Dallas Flash, also not surprising. Orlando Squeeze, New Jersey Fives, and Miami Pickleball Club. So let's take a look and see what happens this weekend.
So, like I said, I'm just starting out with MLP, but why don't all the teams play at these?
These are things you have to ask people that know things about MLP. I can't answer that for you.
You're supposed to tell me everything. You're supposed to know everything.
I won't.
You're the reason I play pickleball.
Can't. Yeah, and that's to your detriment. Now look at you. You're on a... No.
We're going to do some research. But yeah, I really honestly love the way it's formed, like with teams and stuff, and then you have the Challenger and the Premier or whatever. Like, I really like that, how it's set up. The PPA, like those tournaments are fun to watch too, because you have the different partnerships. But I really like the team aspect, and maybe that's because I played a lot of team sports growing up. But I'm excited to watch this one.
Yeah, I think that's what makes it fun, though, is like you go from teams to now it's like Anna Lee is playing against Anna Bright.
Yeah.
Anna Lee's on the New Jersey Fives. Yeah. Anna Bright is on St. Louis Shock, who's been on a hell of a run.
Oh, yeah.
They've been tearing it up. And then you go to PPA and they're playing together.
Yeah.
And like
it has to create some kind of dynamic.
It's very cool.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I love to see that because it's like now that's like your bestie.
And you hope everything stays kosher in MLP so that you don't have any weirdness in the PPA when your
or vice versa.
Opponent comes and is now your teammate.
Right. But I mean, I guess it's no different than us playing together, when we play against each other.
Well, when we play against each other, I'm trying to target you most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, you're hitting to the weaker player, and we already discussed you shouldn't do that. So,
and Brett, when he plays against you, I don't think he hits to anyone else.
Brett,
his whole goal is to make you quit pickleball.
He won't be able to do it, but I have,
Hey, we have a Brett update too. He just went on
We don't actually know what happened to Brett.
We don't know where he's at right now.
Last we talked, he was winning a pickleball tournament on a cruise ship in Alaska. I'm not sure if he's in the Bering Sea.
Haven't heard from him since, which is weird.
He may be a crab fisherman at this point. He could be tendering salmon. I don't know.
He could have got attacked by all the old people he beat in the tournament.
It's all I know is that he could not fit his paddle in his bag. So he had to use someone's Amazon paddle when he was, to quote him, torching some old people.
We will keep you updated about Brett and if he's okay or how he's doing, if he has a trophy.
Yeah, I mean, he's consistent, so going and crushing some old people. That's his thing. Shout out. He's a character.
All right. Well, Frank, honestly, as you know, I'm always looking for a new paddle.
Oh, don't I know it?
But my wife came to me and she was like, I want to buy you a paddle for Father's Day, whatever you want. And it's never been a harder decision in my life.
I told you which one to buy.
Well, tell me what's coming out. Tell me what the new stuff is.
All right, well, that's not the one I told you to buy, but
obviously I'm going to also buy a Super Quart because I just need it. I played with yours yesterday, and even though you need to change your grip,
allegedly,
it just I love Bodie, and you can't do better than that. But after you play like 1,000 games with them, you just need to switch it up.
That grip is in great shape. That grip can go another 1,000. Okay,
I'm definitely getting the Super Quart, and I love the fresh one.
I love that color scheme.
Yeah,
put a bright yellow grip on that thing.
I'm doing that
over grip,
and I'm using our code.
Carl, tell the people our code.
We have a code to get $10 off on Chorus, and the code is Unforced Errors.
Yeah, all one word.
We'll put it on the screen.
We're going to do it. Here's the code. Okay.
But yeah, I am going to get one because I've wanted one for such a long time. And
and you can't keep stealing mine. We go through this every open play. Every rec game.
Sorry for all the throat clearing too. I lost my voice last weekend. It was
what do you sing?
Rough. Yeah. Okay. It was rough.
Well, we've clarified that. That's good.
Rough weekend, but we're on the mend. But yeah, I always was like, Frank has one. When he gets tired of doing it, and he goes back to the Vatic.
Yeah, because I do like to go back to the Vatic.
You do. And I'm like, I'll just use that. But now I'm like, you're holding on to this thing.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get my own.
I'm in a groove with it, and I liked the way I was playing prior to yesterday. So I've been sticking with it because it's just such a difference compared to the Vatic or the Agassi or the J2 Ti. They're all very different, but the chorus is just so poppy.
Well, dude, the thing about it though is I think the power is right where you need it to be. But at the same time, your soft game is okay. It doesn't really affect it. And you know how I am with a long handle. I like a long handle for forehands, but then my backhand or my flick, which already is not great, it just falls apart. But with that thing, it doesn't. And I don't know why. I don't know what magic is in it.
Yeah.
But it just works, and I need one. And I'm going to get one. And I think it's only like, what, $110?
Yeah, so it's like a $150 paddle, but then it's on sale for $120. Then you use the code Unforced Errors. $110 for that paddle is like,
oh my gosh,
insane. I feel like I'm robbing Chorus.
Yeah.
Like I'm stealing money out of Matt, the owner's pocket.
Yeah, I feel the same way, man. And I'm definitely going to get one. But I'm not counting that. I'm counting, she said any paddle.
Yeah.
So
that's a whole Pandora's box. We don't have enough time to discuss all the paddles, but I can give you a rundown of just a few randoms that.
Let me know what's coming out.
That's coming out. First thing is we've got a bunch of new ones coming out from Honolulu. A bunch of foam paddles. Honolulu has a naming problem. They have about 20 some paddles, and they all start with J2.
Dude, isn't that how like a lot of these companies are? It's like a lot of letters and numbers, and
I don't agree with any of it though. I mean, Vatic had terrible naming too. At least now it's like the Saga. Okay, when you say Saga, you know.
Yeah.
When you say the Bloom, you know that's the wide body. Like
I didn't know that.
Well, it's newish, and you don't have a pickleball podcast, so of course you wouldn't know this. Anyways, so
what's new about these Honolulu ones?
I guess they have.
I didn't even know they were coming out.
These are foam. And then they have different top layers. So they have like the J2 NFK. You're losing me after J2.
It's like all foam?
I believe so, with the Kevlar layer. And then you've got the J2 NFT.
What's that?
Which is the same with titanium. Okay. And then you have the J2 NFL.
Football.
So for our big football fans out there, that is the layered. That's
carbon, fiberglass carbon.
Yep. And the NF stands for notched foam, which is the EVA foam perimeter. So those are all coming out. I don't know exactly when they're coming out. Some of the reviewers have put it out. I think really? Matt's Pickleballs is the only one that's done any type of deeper review on it.
Well, maybe I'll wait for that.
But that could be a good option.
I honestly, I've always really liked Honolulu's paddles.
Hate their naming, love their paddles.
Yeah.
So that's fine. We can live with that. They have some other ones on the website as well that I had not seen before, but they're pumping them out over there.
Yeah.
At 808pickleball.com.
Yeah, well, and it's 808 Pickleball, but it's Honolulu.
There's a lot of confusing things going on with the name.
It's too hot in here to talk about it.
Honestly, I'm just dripping at this point. A puddle has formed.
Back from the dead.
It's the Rhombus Ripple.
Yeah. I mean,
version 2.
Let's see what this thing's all about.
And they have just loaded this thing up, and now the swing weight is unwieldy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so the R1 is the elongated version, and the original swing weight of the V1 was 118, which is still kind of at the higher end of what you and I would generally use. To give you some reference, the Saga is 114 to 116, and I know that it's a little head heavy, but somebody like you with a little tennis elbow action, it bothers your elbow.
Yes, that's the thing is I do need a lighter paddle, and usually I do try to put a little bit of weight around the throat, but yeah, something that's super heavy, just there's nothing I could do. Do they put like internal weights in, or what's?
I think it's just more foam, so it's more denser foam is what they put in this. But they've tested it, and they have some machine that's hitting it 160 miles per hour apparently to go over and over and make sure that it still passes PB core.
That machine's named Jake.
Only after Keith says that his brother is larger than him. Yeah, and so you've got the R1, which is the elongated. Then you have the R2. Now, standard shape is generally so much lower in swing weight, but for some reason, the standard shape from the R2 version 1 was at 105 and now went up to 119. And then now they're making a hybrid, which is the R4, which they didn't have a hybrid before. And for some reason, that's the lightest swing weight of the bunch at 117. So you're getting, like, if you put weight on these, I mean, you're swinging Thor's hammer.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
This is kind of
only Luke
insane.
could swing it.
Only Luke. And I don't even know how you get these, because I know there is some type of, there's a Rhombus Connect program that you have to buy a paddle from them and you can sign up. But these are going to be $280, $260 with the discount code. There is a discount to previous Ripple owners. I don't know what that discount is. I don't know that anyone knows that yet, but Rhombus might. So they'll probably let someone know at some point what that's going to be. But early reviews are interesting because it's kind of all over the place. I mean, Chris from Pickleball Studio just flat out say he didn't like it, which we love that. You know, that's the best thing about him and Isaac is there's no sugarcoating it. You can trust the reviews that come from them. Not that you can't from others, but it's just they're hilarious the way they present it. Yeah. So he's just flat out say he didn't like it. I mean, in reality, it's very powerful. He didn't feel like the spin was there, but Pickleball Medicine and All Drive No Drop and some of these other people said that the spin was top tier and the power was top tier. I think what you should expect is it's going to hover around a Yola Gen 4.
Yeah. I mean,
a Yola 4.
Yeah, I wouldn't get caught up in the spin or the power because, I mean, these paddles are all top tier. You know what I mean? Like, if it's a few more RPM, you're not really going to notice it too much. You know what I mean? Unless it's pretty drastic. But I would venture to say probably with that one, it's going to fall in line with the other top tier paddles.
Right.
I would hope so, at least.
Yeah, so I don't know. Isaac from Pickleball Studio is notorious. He likes elongated paddles. He likes very high swing weights, like 120, 125, like higher than that. And he said that he could tell the Ripple was like the swing weight. Really? He noted. He's like, it's not too heavy, but we're putting weight on this is going to like kind of be out of control. But then other people said that they didn't notice the swing weight that high. So again, this is very subjective, which is why we have this podcast is we can kind of give you our take from our level because all of them are generally at minimum 4.5, but 5.0 plus.
Yeah.
So we probably won't notice specific things as much as they do, or we may see it, feel it and be like, whoa, there's no way, or this is great. Who knows? But the Ripple's been just such a hot topic now for so long.
I know, man.
And it's apparently approved now and it's coming. So we're going to finally start seeing it.
I wonder how many people just kind of fell off and went a different direction now, but
We saw like maybe only one or two of them
Yeah.
in the first version.
I hope that it's a good paddle, and I hope it works out for them.
Yeah. I mean, always welcome new technology. I know they're going back to like the waved format on the actual paddle itself. Yeah. So we'll see how springy it is. But
well, and speaking of new, doesn't Chorus have a new one coming out?
Yeah.
To kind of replace
the
Fire.
Chorus has two. Well, they had the Echo, but they're redoing the Echo and all of that. Now they're notorious. Now the shapes that did so well on the Super Court. Okay. So your SX, which is your wide body or standard shape, and then you've got the HX, which is the hybrid, seems to be the favorite, and then you have the EX, which is the elongated. So we did reach out to Matt, and he did let us know that the Fire Furia, which is the successor to the Fire, which did eventually get banned, but that was their power paddle, so that's being redesigned. And I know they've had some people trying it, a bunch of YouTubers and a bunch of other, maybe some pros and stuff. So everybody, when they tried it, said they really liked it. So we're really excited to hopefully get our hands on that one.
Yeah,
that won't be out. The HX is in July. He said it would be a month after whenever the HX comes out before you'd see the SX and the EX. So,
dude, I thought about trying the SX because Stu, I think, had one. Mm-hmm. I think it was a Super Court, but it was kind of cool. I never played with a standard shape before, but after playing with yours, I'm gonna get an HX. But I'm also very interested in that.
Yeah, I think really the only wide body or standards that we've played with would be the Spartus Apollo,
which I didn't really play with that
a while back, and then you had the Volair Mach 2 Forza for like 3 days.
Yeah, I did demo that one for like 3 days, and it was okay. It didn't really. I mean, the spin was great on it.
Yeah, it's a great control paddle. It's just you were looking for something, I think, a little different.
It was too similar to what I was already using.
Right.
But it's a great paddle. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm really excited about that though.
Yeah. So there's that, and then the Echo they're redoing, and that'll be out June 3rd. So I am almost definitely going to be picking that up. Like I said, I think that'll be a good one to send to my dad and see what he thinks between the control paddles, between that and the Vatic, see which one he likes, and he could just keep whatever one he likes. Cause
what's it called? The one that's replacing the Fire, or like
the Fire Furia?
Okay,
that's the name. I don't know if that'll change, but that's what it looks like it's going to be called. But we'll keep you updated. We've got a little while. We've got a couple months till we probably see that. So. But yeah, that's kind of the recap. There's so many new paddles. Like Holbrook has the Arma coming out.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's another power paddle, and everybody seems to think that it's on par again with the standard is the Ola 4 as far as power. So it's on par with that and the Ripple. Mm-hmm. So you've got quite a few of them. Those are all in that higher tier though. You're at 260 with the discount code, or 280 or 300, or you're in between 250 and 300. So yeah, it's a lot of money and if it's a Gen 3 paddle, none of them last.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that you have to consider. I did notice that Honolulu is now making some paddles with different, like with a Gen 1.5 construction instead of the Gen 3.
Okay.
So now if you want something that lasts longer, you're somebody that hangs on to things, not like us, but if you're somebody that hangs on to something longer, they do have that Gen 1.5, which is...
Well, I mean, dude, you still can't go wrong with like just the J2K.
No.
I mean, it's an insanely good paddle.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I just like to try all this new stuff too, because I can't help myself.
I do know that. I know that about you.
And then when my wife's like, "Hey, I want to buy you a paddle," I'm going to make her spend her money. It's my
obviously.
Too, but
right, yeah. AKA you're given the green light to spend your money on what you were going to buy anyways, probably.
Yeah. I was definitely going to buy it anyway.
Yeah, that's good. All right, Carl, that is it. We do have some big guests coming up that we're excited about, and we will hopefully get that going here shortly.
Well, also, I think we should I feel like I talk about the Super Court so much that let's just do a long review on it.
Yeah, I think we can do a long-term review on it.
For that price, dude, and we have that affiliate link now, I think it would be good to do.
Yeah.
So look for that. We'll have that coming out.
Yeah. And then we'll see where we go with got some other paddles that we're going to be probably demoing here soon too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we'll talk about more about our thoughts on that in another episode, which will be 9. We are stacking them up.
Yeah. We're putting them out.
Look at us.
Even being busy and all. But like you said, we have a couple people lined up to come on. We're excited about. We should have that coming. We're also gonna try to get an update on Pickleball Rage. And
Pickleball Rage won't answer our calls, okay? And by calls, I mean our DMs or emails.
I haven't tried, but I think we can. We'll try to figure it out because I'm excited about that one coming.
I know. That's why I'm like really interested in getting in there. It would be great to check that space out as it progresses, and I think it would help them, to hype up the local crowd to be able to see it.
Dude, a lot of people I talk to are excited about it,
yeah.
Especially up in this area because it's closer than Pickleball Kingdom and Crush Yard.
Yeah, and for sure. And some people that just, especially if you don't want to deal with, you want consistent temperatures at all times and consistent play, no wind, and it's 68 degrees every single time, then that's great. Because right now, I mean, it's getting brutal.
Dude, yeah, it is.
It's almost heat exhaustion time with this weather.
Oh, yeah.
Where you go to open play and you just see bodies laying everywhere.
And dude, look at the ball boy in Atlanta.
That's the one.
I mean, he fell better than anyone I've ever seen fall when they fainted, but it's getting hot. Yeah. You got to watch yourself. Don't lock your knees if you're standing waiting for balls. That's rule number 1.
Well, there's that.
Number 2, hydrate.
Oh, yeah. A lot of liquid IV or whatever people recommend.
Yeah. Whatever your electrolyte of choice is.
Yeah, we're about to go into the 1 gallon jug for open plays now. That's going to start.
Or for the podcast because I'm dying right now.
It's just out of reach, so I don't want to make a scene reaching for it, and I also might dump it on my head after this.
If you're an HVAC guy and you want to help us out, please.
If you're an HVAC woman and you want to help us out, please.
Anybody. I don't care about anything other than the help of getting a mini split right over here.
It's a very small studio.
It's quiet that we can feel the AC.
We'll install it ourselves.
We'll be better people for it.
Like, come on.
I'm going to go jump in the pool.
Yeah. All right. That is it for episode 8 with Frank and Carl here at Unforced Errors. You can like and subscribe and do all of those things. We'll be back again soon with episode 9. Hopefully we'll have a guest with us. And if not, it'll be us two rambling again. Hooray. So, Carl, I think that's it for today.
I think so, man. I gotta get into the colder temperature here.
Let's do it. I'm going to turn this AC on right now. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.